Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the press conference on Pennsylvania House Bill 77. This may appear to be a relatively small change to the Agriculture Code, but I believe this legislation can save lives. House Bill 77 is designed to increase safety for the 1 million Pennsylvanians suffering from food allergies. In fact, there are over 33 million Americans suffering with food allergies, and that number is expected to rise exponentially over the next decade. Between 1997 and 2021, the number of children with food allergies more than doubled. Every 3 minutes in this country, a food allergy reaction sends someone to the emergency room. Anaphylactic reactions to food are up by 400% since 2007, and nearly half of fatal reactions to food allergies occur from the food being served at a restaurant. Despite the prevalence of food allergies and the life-threatening reactions, the law in Pennsylvania is silent, for now, on what restaurants should be doing with regard to patrons with food allergies. Many restaurants have taken it upon themselves to protect their customers, and we applaud them, but many have not. This has become a matter of public safety, and I believe we have a duty to act. And we did act in the House of Representatives. I'm joined here by some of my colleagues in the House who've been supportive and helped to get this bill over the finish line with overwhelming bipartisan support. What we need now is action in the Senate, and I'm glad to be joined today by senators who want to protect those 1 million Pennsylvanians with food allergies. And I also want to note that I co-sponsored this legislation with Representative Venkat, who couldn't be here with us today. He's recovering from an illness, but he has been steadfast in his dedication to this issue and getting it across the finish line. Put yourself in the shoes of a parent who lives in constant fear that at any point in time, their child could eat something that could potentially cost them their life. I saw a quote that said, "Food allergies don't come with a manual. They come with a mother who never gives up." And you're going to hear from one of those mothers today. But first, I want to introduce to you Senator Judy Schwank. She has been extremely supportive of the legislation. We're so glad that she's able to join us today and hope that she can help us get this across the finish line.
Thank you, Representative. If it were up to me, we'd be voting on it right now. Well, hello, everyone. I'm State Senator Judy Schwank, and I represent the 11th Senatorial District, which includes the city of Reading and a large part of Berks County. I want to start by acknowledging Food Allergy Research and Education, FAIR, for being here today. We have folks from all over the Commonwealth in the Capitol, meeting with lawmakers and making the case for why we need legislation to strengthen protections and raise awareness around food allergies. I'm proud to be partnering with Representative Venkat to introduce bills that would require menu disclaimers, educational posters, and food allergy safety training. When you meet people who are personally affected by this issue and hear their stories and their passion, it really hammers home that this is the right thing to do, and you wonder why we hadn't done it sooner. A lot of people across Pennsylvania live with food allergies. If you're fortunate enough not to, this may not be something that you ever really had to think about. But we do know, as was mentioned, that there are over 33 million Americans who don't have that luxury. They need to be very cautious because if they eat the wrong food or have an item contaminated by the wrong ingredient, the consequences can be deadly. I hope we can all agree no one should be burdened with that kind of worry while simply trying to enjoy a meal at a restaurant. For Pennsylvanians with food allergies, this legislation could make a world of difference. It shows that we care and that we understand that this is not a minor inconvenience. It's a public health issue that deserves our attention and our action. The next steps for this legislation, which I'm so glad was passed in a bipartisan fashion in the House, is to come to the committee which I co-chair, which is the Senate Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee. I am very, very hopeful and working hard to try to make sure that we get this on our agenda, hopefully before we pass the budget or get close to ending the budget. So this can be one of the good things that happens along with making sure that we get a budget here in the Commonwealth. So I really, really hope that we're able to make this happen. Now it's my honor to introduce one of my colleagues, Senator Devlin Robinson, who hails from Allegheny County. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Schwank. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today on Food Allergy Advocacy Day and for helping shine a light on the issues that is often overlooked, only until tragedy strikes. I want to begin by thanking my new friend, Kathy Briden, who is here with us today. Kathy's here not just as an advocate, but as a mother who experienced unimaginable loss. Her son, a young man full of promise, died after eating food that was unknowingly safe for him. Kathy's courage in turning grief into purpose is why we're here today. House Bill 77 is a direct response to that loss. It's a simple, no-cost, and bipartisan proposal to help prevent similar tragedies from happening again. House Bill 77 ensures that food establishments take basic, reasonable steps to help keep patrons with severe allergies safe by requiring proper allergen awareness and staff training. This is not a burdensome regulation. It's not controversial. And to our knowledge, no one is even opposed to it. That alone tells you something. This is a matter of common sense and compassion. More than 33 million Americans have food allergies, including about 1 in every 13 children. For them and their families, dining out is not just a routine activity. It's a risk. We can and must do better to support those families. HB 77 gives restaurants the tools and guidance they need to do just that. I'm proud to stand with Kathy and with so many Pennsylvanians who are advocating not just for awareness, but for action, and look forward to continuing to work with all of you to finally get this bill signed into law. Let's get this done together and help save lives. So thank you, and please join me in welcoming Kathy Briden.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathy Briden. I'm here with my family and my son Matthew's friends and my very extended family fair to support House Bill 77, a bill for food allergy safety in restaurants. Our amazing son Matthew, at 28, he had lived his whole life with a peanut allergy, went to a restaurant in Pennsylvania, had an exposure, and despite 2 EpiPens and a trip to the ER, died. The exposure was unintentional. The restaurant did not think the allergen was in the food he was given. Unintentional, yes, but deadly. House Bill 77 is a nonpartisan bill that passed the House, that is supported and endorsed by FAIR, which is the largest and leading food allergy nonprofit organization, and is supported by the Pennsylvania Restaurant and Lodging Associations. The FDA, in January of this year, 2025, reminded us there is no cure currently for food allergies. And their guidance was to prevent, quote, serious health consequences, unquote, is avoidance. House Bill 77 empowers restaurants through education to partner with the 1.3 million Pennsylvanians with food allergies in this avoidance. It is a partnership that is welcomed, life-saving, and supported. So we're here today to help move this bill, House Bill 77, through the Senate and into law to save lives. I thank all the House members, all the senators who we met many today in the support of this bill. Thank you.
Kathy, thank you so much for being so brave to be here with us today and sharing your story. Every time I've heard the story, it breaks my heart, and I really appreciate your advocacy. I think that your advocacy is going to make the difference, and I think your advocacy can save lives. So thank you, and to the entire Briden family and the extended family and the Fair family that are all here today in support of this legislation. The Food Allergy Research and Education Group is here behind me. I also have the pleasure of introducing their CEO. FAIR, their mission is to improve the quality of life and health of those who are suffering with food allergies through research, education, and advocacy. And they have been advocating all day here in Harrisburg. I know that they'll come back if we need them, and I hope that we don't. I hope that we can get this across the finish line very soon. But I would like to introduce their CEO, Sung Poblete. I think I'm close. She can't pronounce my last name either, but welcome up, Sung.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Sung Poblete, and I'm here today as the CEO of FAIR, the nation's leading nonprofit that supports those impacted by food allergy through transformative research, education, and advocacy. And it's not just me today. Many members of our team are here today. We are FAIR, and it's personal for us. FAIR strongly supports Pennsylvania House Bill 77, also known as the Food Allergy Safety Legislation. This bipartisan and stakeholder-supported bill will provide full transparency and critical allergen information for the more than 1.3 million individuals living with food allergy within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We are grateful to Representatives Venkat and Mihalek for their leadership on this effort. We are particularly thankful to Kathy Briden and her family for their fierce advocacy on this issue in memory of Matthew Briden. The Bridens understand that the food allergy community has the power to mobilize, to be heard, and to change lives. FAIR represents millions of individuals with food allergy, including the 200,000 children in this state alone. A life-threatening reaction can happen anytime, anywhere. We can mitigate the risk of food allergy emergencies by requiring food retail facilities to provide food allergy awareness information and guidance to the employees. In the kitchen, a poster that educates about major food allergens and warns about the dangers of cross-contact is a poster that can save lives. I'm a food allergy patient myself. I know for patients and their families, no question is more welcome than, what are your food allergies? Once the server has signaled food allergy awareness, we can collaborate on a delicious meal. HB 77 creates a win-win solution benefiting both the food allergy community and the state's restaurants. With a practical law in place, individuals and families living with food allergy may be more willing to extend trust when dining out, allowing Pennsylvania restaurants to reap the economic benefits from engaging with our sizable community. By passing this significant legislation, Pennsylvania becomes a model state for food allergy awareness and a culinary destination for food allergy patients and their families who can make informed choices when dining in the Commonwealth. FAIR encourages the Pennsylvania Senate to pass HB 77 because it's good for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sung. I really appreciate what you do, your advocacy, and for all of your advocates being here today from not only Pennsylvania, but DC, I think as far as California, because they know how important this legislation is. Again, we need to get this across the finish line in the Senate. I'm hopeful that we can do that very soon. We've got Senate support here with us today, and we're going to be leaning on them from here on out. Once again, thank you to the Briden family and all of their friends who've came in honor of Matthew to turn his legacy into an actionable item, and this is it. And this is not a burdensome regulation. We hear that word a lot in Harrisburg. This is something that is actually supported by the Pennsylvania Restaurant and Lodging Association. They were at the table during the drafting process. We're so thankful for their support, the support of FAIR, the support of legislators from both sides of the aisle. Thank you so much. I'll take any questions if there are any. Okay. That means we're getting it done. Thank you, everyone.